It's Ramsey Dewey over here at the Animal MMA Gym in Shanghai, China, and Tian and I are going to demonstrate another way to escape from side control. So, you probably are familiar with re-guarding, right? Make some frames over here, get arm in there, and I'm gonna work to get this knee underneath him and move back to guard. But imagine this is MMA for a minute. Who's in a better position to strike and do damage here, me or Tian? I'll tell you, him. Why? Because he's on top. He's got gravity and weight on his side. So if he decides to boom, boom, start teeing off, he's got a significant advantage I don't have here. So I'm going to do something a little bit different that plays more into an offensive rather than a defensive mindset. I'm going to start the same way. All right, I'm going to start fighting, and there are many ways to get this crossface here. But now I'm going to reach for an underhook. And I'm going to keep this pretty wide, but I'm going to feed this arm down until I get the leg, and I'm going to move in on a single leg. Once I'm on the single leg, I have many, many options. All my wrestling options, many jiu-jitsu options, striking options, but ultimately, they're going to be offensive ones that put me on top and in control of the fight. Here, stand up for a moment here. So, think of it this way. If I have an underhook, notice I've got this underhook right here, I have a direct pathway down to his leg, right there. If I've got his leg, I've got a direct pathway up to the underhook. So, leg, underhook, underhook, leg, right? So it's the same thing on the ground here. If I can pummel for this underhook, and if you're having a hard time, you can also pummel with your elbow, right? Get that elbow in there. And now look, underhook, now I can start turning in. I'm gonna keep my head on the inside here, stay very close to his body, and of course he'll fight back, but a very simple thing you can do to get a reversal is stand up with this leg. And now I'm in a much better position to start doing damage than I was on my back. Another way to get this, what do we call this, crossface. Now I can bridge in order to make space. Now don't fall over, right? He's gonna fight to stay on top. So if I do this, he pushes back, right? But I've made enough space to get this in without giving him the Americana, right? Just get very tight. If I just reach here, he'll push my arm down and shoulder lock. So another thing I can do is get all this stuff here, grab here, push, pull, wrench him this way a little, start bridging, and now when he starts pulling back, I can get this frame in. So my bridge, I can pummel with my hand or pummel with my elbow. Elbow pummeling is great, especially no-gi or MMA. And this hand, working my way down here, he's probably gonna be holding on to your head, that's fine. And now we can drive in and start working some offensive options from the top instead of defensive options from the bottom. Now, I'm not saying don't learn how to play guard. Do. Understand the guard. Understand it inside and out. Be dangerous in your guard. But give yourself other options. Because eventually, you're going to run into some guys whose top pressure is just so good, and they're so used to people re-guarding that they will shut that down very quickly. So, have another game plan right here. Okay? Here, Chin, fight back. Fight back. Keep me on the ground. Let's go live a little.
就他要弄你，你就尽量的把他压制住，不要让他起来。
So now he's going to give me pressure. He's going to stay on top, right?
尽量压他。
Keep on doing it. Don't let me out.
不要让他出来，
Don't let me out.
不要让他出来，不要让他抱住你。
Here, let's switch. You do the same thing.
你躺下，你现在做这个，做相同的事情。你想办法挣脱。
Ready? Go.
开始。
So he's bridging, he's pummeling, he's down on that underhook. He's got the leg, and I'm trying to stand up. He stands up. Now what does he have here? He's in a perfect position to finish a single leg. Finish it. Put me on the floor.
把它放在地板上，怎么把它放倒？
Okay. And I'm already getting up on balance. Okay, let's switch. Do this a few more times. So again, bridge, pummel, and in on this underhook. Get up.
站起来。
Oh, guard fence. Oh, okay. And then switch again.
再来，你来
Oh,
做。
wait.
他做。
So it's going to start looking a lot like your standard re-guard position sort of thing, but ultimately the end result is going to be the polar opposite. Again, offensive, not defensive. Here we go. There we go. Now, some trouble you might run into is if your underhook is too deep and too tight, and the guy on top might darce choke you. Come on down here.
好像
We're thinking a couple steps ahead here. Now let's say Tien gets the underhook and it's very, very tight. I reach for that underhook. And I'm going to go under here. Yeah. So to prevent that darce choke, right? Just a couple of very simple steps. So Tien, get the top, right? So everything I've told you so far is the truth. Now, notice I'm flaring my elbow up, because if it comes down here, where I get really, really deep and tight around his body, he can get a tight overhook on me, right? If I've got it up here, not so much. Here, switch with me.
躺下躺下
So, get your underhook. Right? Get that underhook. Now, you'll notice right here, Tien is very tight. Right? There's not a lot of space, so this is perfect for me to lock this up into the darce choke there, right? But instead, keep this elbow up, so like pressure. Keep a space open. Yeah, now get out. So notice now, even if I want to wrap a whizzer around here, I don't really have the space. Now get the leg. Get my leg. This one. Get the leg. Yes. Now get up. Get up. There we go. Yeah. So one more time. He's on top. All right. Bridge. Cross face. I pummel. I keep some space open. Right. Find my way down to that leg as soon as I can. Trace my head along his body here. Keep a lot of pressure. No space. And now we have many, many options. Not just wrestling options. I mean, we can start leg riding. We can get up on takedowns. We can move into ground and pound positions. But what it does is just simply opens up many, many offensive options you didn't have before. All right, thank you for watching. Now get out there and train.